In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the ignition coil boots on this Ford E-350 with the 5.4 liter engine. We'll be accessing these from inside the van, that's where it's easiest, so let's get started. To start removing this, we want to take the cup holders out, and to do that, simply pull straight up on them. They should unclip. At this point, there are 4 clamps holding this cover on, 2 on each side. Unclip them all. Simply pull up on the tabs and flip them open. Now you'll be able to pull this up and out. Might catch on the carpet, so just try to tuck that under. Now lift it and move it out of your way. Now at this point you have access to all of them the same exact way, so I'm only going to show you how to do one, and that being this one right here. Take a 7mm socket with an extension and remove the bolt that holds the ignition coil down on the intake. You can now unplug the electrical connector for the ignition coil. The locking tab for it is underneath. Try to get in here to remove the bolt fully. Now from underneath the connector, press on the locking tab and pull the connector off. Now you can remove the ignition coil. Simply pull up on it. Sometimes they get stuck from all the heat cycles, so try to pry it, but obviously try not to break anything. There we go. That popped out. There's your ignition coil. Now to remove the boot off of the coil, simply twist it and pull it, and that separates the boot. The spring might not always separate, sometimes it does. Just pull it right off of the electrical connector that's in there. This is your ignition coil, and here is your boot with the spring. Before installing the boot itself, I'm going to take the spring and stick it inside the coil. Make sure you press it on nice and tight so that it can make a good contact. It should pretty much lock in there. Now you take the boot itself and slide it over the coil. Press it on all the way until it seats. What you want to do is line up this flat tab right here with this flat tab right here. And that's how you know it's in the proper position, so it can drop into the cylinder correctly. So let's install it. Install your ignition coil. It's a good idea to put some silicone paste or dielectric grease on the end of it. This one already has a little bit, so I'm all set to drop it right down in. Fish it right underneath the fuel rail. You want to make sure you press it all the way down so it seats on that spark plug. That silicone paste will also help with it because it'll slide in. Carefully put the bolt back on that secures the ignition coil and tighten it up. Give it a quick snug, about 1/8 of a turn after. It bottoms out is plenty tight for this. And reconnect the electrical connector. Make sure that clicks and isn't going to pop off. At this point, you have plenty of access to do the rest of them. You just have to reach a little bit further back. And the exact same procedure applies to the other side of the engine. I always recommend replacing all of these in pairs, all 8 at a time. Bring this back in. And line it up. There we go. Make sure it's fully seated up against that firewall. Once you have it fully seated, you know that it is because these clips will line up. 2 on the bottom, 1 on each side. You want to hook them in to their latches. Latch them in. And another latch at the top here. Do the same on the other side, the same 2 latches. Bring in the cup holder part, and it's going to have to slide down on those 3 pins. Tap it in. As long as it's secured, you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.